Hello everybody, my name is Jacob from Children's Museum Houston. I am in the Inventor's Workshop, sponsored by Total, and today we're going to make a couple of different catapult designs. Now, this is just a selection of some designs that I've come up with for catapults, so you can follow along these designs and you can use the ideas behind these designs to make your own designs. So I'm going to show you two different designs today. One is called the single spike and one is called the triple spike. So they're very similar designs, one builds off of the other, and what you're going to need for them is, for the single spike, you'll just need one popsicle stick, one clothespin, some amount of rubber bands, probably 2 or 3 actually would be fine for this one, a spoon, and for both of these, tape and scissors doesn't hurt, but you don't necessarily need it. You can get away with just the rubber bands. It can just help make it a little bit more sturdy. For the triple spike, very similar, one popsicle stick, 3 clothespins, one spoon, and more rubber bands than for the single spike. You don't need a whole bunch, but you want a good selection. Maybe like anywhere between 6 and 10 rubber bands is good. All right, so to get started, we're going to attach the clothespin to the popsicle stick, and you want the closed end of the clothespin on the end of the popsicle stick. Now, you could do this with the tape, but you could also just wrap around a rubber band between the clothespin and the popsicle stick, just like this. You just wrap it around a whole bunch of times until it's nice and tight. All right, now you're also going to want to attach this end. You can also do that with the rubber bands. This is where the tape can come in handy. It can make it a little bit more sturdy. The rubber band on this side of it can, especially since it's slanted, can slide off eventually, especially if you don't make it tight enough. But if you wrap it around enough times, not so many that it breaks, but enough times that it's nice and tight, it shouldn't come off anytime soon at least. All right, so what you should have is something that looks like that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this spoon and I'm basically going to do the same thing. I'm going to make it so that it is attached to the clothespin. But you want to be careful here. You don't want it to go all the way up the side of it so it's like that, because then the spoon part of it will hit the popsicle stick and you won't be able to pull back your catapult. So you want to put it up high enough that there's plenty of room for it to be bent back. So I'm going to attach it right there. And again, you could use tape at this point, or you could just use your rubber bands. And a good trick with this one is not to put the spoon on while you're putting on the rubber band. So start wrapping the rubber band around just the top end of your clothespin and do it a bunch of times. And then you'll just slide your spoon into that wrapping instead of wrapping it around both at the same time. So it takes a lot of wrapping to make it work. And the amount of times you have to wrap your rubber band is going to be different for each person, because there are a lot of different types of rubber bands. There are thinner rubber bands, there are longer rubber bands, so it's going to depend on the type of rubber band you have. So now I have it wrapped around this end, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to slide my spoon under that rubber band as much as I can. There we go. All right, here's my single spike catapult. What I can do to launch it is you just bend that part back, the clothespin down, and then when you let go, it's going to launch whichever in there. For my projectile, I will use aluminum foil. Now, if you're doing this at home, do not launch your projectiles at a person or at an animal or at anything fragile. Make sure you're being safe with your catapult. So here we go, let's try it out. Awesome! So now I'm going to show you the triple spike. Basically what the triple spike is you do the same thing as the single spike, except for you add 2 more clothespins. You attach one clothespin here and then another one here, and then in the end you end up with the triple spike, which looks just like this. So you can see it's the same thing over and over again. I just attached the rubber band there, and there, and then at the end I ended up using tape for this one. With the triple spike, you might want to use tape because the more clothespins you add, the less sturdy the catapult becomes. So the cool thing about the triple spike is you can really bend it back and launch it. All right, so once you've made your catapults, whether you made the same designs as me or you make up your own designs, there's a few things you can do. You can do some different types of tests. My favorite types of tests are an accuracy test. So set up some kind of a target to try to see how accurate your catapult is. A distance test. So set up a ruler or something, see how many feet you can send your catapult, or you can use something else to measure how far you're sending it. So set a start line, and then you can measure how far, whether it is with a ruler or whether you use something else, like how many toy dogs did it go? How many shoes did it go? So you can use different types of units of measurement for that. Or you can also do a strength test, build a block tower, see if you can knock it down, all right? Okay, so again, this has been another one of our Educator moments. I'm here in Inventor's Workshop. My name is Jacob. This episode has been sponsored by Total, and we'll see you next time.